So the stakeholder map is often brought up by folks in your business and sales leaders. How do we address that in the what we'll call what should we call this? The design thinking sales motion
Call it
here?
sell by design. Sell by
Okay,
design.
sell
How does that? Well, let's figure this out together. I don't know that I have an answer for this.
Let's co-create.
Let's co-create this. We're going to come up with an answer that your listeners are going to want to know. So when you say the stakeholder map, are you suggesting that as a sales leader, I might ask for your stakeholder map, meaning like I want to understand who the different decision makers are, all the people that influence them, so we can have we can see this ecosystem. Is that what you mean?
No. Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the process, but I'll give you a different example. So we had Chris Orlob on earlier, and he talked about, multi-threading the stakeholder map, and like you actually have to engage with these other stakeholders involved in the sales process. Is there an approach that we can take from Sell by Design here as we go and engage with the other stakeholders that are going to have a stake in the co-created story?
Yes. Okay. So when I think about the mapping that we do with the people we work with, we create what is, I'll call it your customer's customer map, a map of your customer's customer. And what that means is I'm going to draw a stakeholder map, but it's going to look a little different. So I'm going to have your customer, and then I'm going to say who are the decision makers, what are the different functions? We've got them. But then let's go to the very bottom, I'm thinking of this visually, of who are your customers' customers. So let's take an example.
I like that.
So let's take an example. I was doing this the other day with a tech firm we're working with. Los Angeles Airport is their customer. They're trying to sell the technology in service of better internet. Los Angeles Airport wants to be the best internet, fastest around the world. So we said, okay, well, who are the customers of Los Angeles Airport? Well, of course, passengers, like who come through. Well, who else? Then there's sort of internal and external customers. There are the vendors who work at the airport. There's so many of them. There are the ticket agents who are at the booths checking you in. Then there are different types of travelers. There's the business travel. There's the family traveler. So you start to see all these different people or customer sets that I would argue need to be on that stakeholder map. Because at the end of the day, they're the stakeholders that your customer cares most about, right? Not who do you care about, but who does your customer care about? If no one wants to travel through Los Angeles Airport, they don't have an airport.
Right.
And I just gave you a smattering. There's so many other customer sets here.
Sure.
So when we work with sellers, we say, let's look at this whole map of stakeholders and now think about who are the stakeholders that are most important to your customer, because it's connected to some priority of theirs. So one of the things that's really important for LAX is the Olympics. I don't know which year. And so
this summer.
Okay, this summer.
No, France is this summer, so 4 years from now.
Yeah, so 4 years from now. So if this is a priority, then who cares, which customer set is related to this Olympic goal? And let's talk about how we can get to know them better and bring that information to our customer and figure out, who cares about that in your customer set and have that conversation. Because if you can talk value about what your customer's customer cares about, that completely changes the game. So that was a long answer to a very different view of what is your stakeholder map.
Yeah, I was like, well, she didn't want to talk about stakeholder map, so I better redirect. Then you come with that, which is a way better stakeholder mapping exercise. So I was pleasantly surprised as well. That's a great idea. And I don't think I would argue nobody does that.
No, I agree.
Unless they're a customer.
I've never been in a sales process where anyone's ever asked me about who my customer is, what motivates them, why do they buy from us.
Exactly.
Never.
That's what I'm like. Even if you didn't do your customer map, ask that question. Who are your customers? What is a great customer to you? Why do they love you? When did you lose a customer? And tell me that story.
Wow.
Amazing.
Who doesn't want to talk about that?
I mean, no, that's incredible. I can't believe Matt, you and I need to be stronger hosts so we can extract this out of our guests early in the show. That is
Yeah.
amazing. That's snippet worthy for sure.